Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video update for what's new and what's happening at Disneyland Resort spans a couple weekends. I went to Disneyland on May the 4th, Star Wars Day, and also just in general this past weekend to try some new Pixar Fest stuff and also bring you the latest of what's new and what's happening. So let's start off first over here at Star Wars Trading Post as I check out some of the May the 4th merchandise that they had that came out on the day. And we had a baseball hat, we had a crew neck sweater, a water bottle, a t-shirt, lots of new merchandise, especially over at the Star Wars Trading Post. They had this awesome new Jar Jar Binks hat, as well as a bunch of merchandise to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace, which was extremely popular and was literally flying off the shelves as I was in the store. So as I continued through downtown Disney, I ran into this Captain Phasma Lego statue just outside the Lego store. They too were also celebrating Star Wars Day with a bunch of Star Wars figurines made out of Lego outside the store, and this mural that they asked the public to help them do, and this had a pretty long line, and I did see it completed at the end of the day, but I didn't unfortunately get a video clip of that. You'll have to just Google it somehow, but it did have a pretty long line. The store itself had a really long line because they were releasing special Legos that day, and that's that line right there. It was already starting but just before store opening. Now I wanted to stop here over at Tortilla Joes. Obviously we know, rest in peace, Tortilla Joes is gone, no longer with us. However, we know this location is going to be turned into a brand new steakhouse and barbecue joint. We don't know if it's owned by the Patina Group or whatever's happening here. I just wanted to stop by and see if I could see any movement happening on the outside. Didn't look like it, so I'm going to continue on through downtown Disney, and we're going to go to Disneyland Park first for some updates. My first stop's going to be the Disneyland Railroad to get you guys a unique look into Critter Country. If you don't know already, Critter Country has completely closed to the public as they continue some major work for Tiana's Bayou Adventure in preparation for its opening later this year. The only way to see into the land is to ride the Disneyland Railroad, so I waited to ride it twice so I could get you guys two different unique perspectives into the land to see what construction progress we were able to see during that moment. And also for those that are planning trips to Disneyland, keep in mind some of the closures, and with that being the Disneyland Railroad. The train station over at New Orleans Square, which is where we stopped right here, is closed. Even though the train does stop here, there is no access on or off the train at this stop. It simply just pauses for a moment and then passes through when the next station is available. So keep that in mind when you are planning the railroad. You'll have to access other stations like Fantasyland or Main Street. Finally, what we were waiting for is the access or view into Critter Country. You can see here there's water inside the attraction, but more importantly, all the pathways have been ripped up leading into Critter Country as they work heavily on some of these areas surrounding the Winnie the Pooh attraction and the Hungry Bear restaurant. And here's a look in the opposite direction towards Pooh Corner, the character meet and greets, and the attraction's main entrance. A lot of work happening, and it looks like they're doing it really fast. And here's a look from outside the wall. This is what it looks like when you try to get into Critter Country. It's completely closed off, and it just has a sign advertising Tiana's Bayou Adventure. You can see the attraction in the background is shaping up really nicely. Now let's head back to the front side of the attraction to get a view of what it's looking like from there. You can see all the foliage is really starting to take shape. We have the cypress trees with the Spanish moss hanging off of it. We have some woodwork being done on that first lift hill going up to the main attraction. A lot of work here, and as you zoom into the tunnel, you can actually see some of the work right there in place for hanging some of those bottles that we saw pop up at Walt Disney World's version. Would look like a little bit of a copper roof starting here, but I think that's just something else. But what do you guys think about all the flowers? It looks incredible, and I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's totally done. And here's a look at where you kind of end up after you drop down. There's some work being done there. It looks like more on the structure and adding some additional lighting. And before I left Disneyland Park, I wanted to peek into what the construction was looking like outside Haunted Mansion. It seems like a lot of work is taking place, but it's a little bit slower, at least visibly on the outside. There's probably a lot of work happening on the inside, but the Haunted Mansion closure continues, and I'll keep monitoring that one as closely as I can. Next up, I wanted to head to Disney California Adventure Park to show you all the new food booth locations for Pixar Fest's Food Festival that just started this weekend. Starting off with Hanger Management themed to Inside Out. This one's located in Hollywoodland. Then right behind Carthay Circle Restaurant, we have Gusteau's To Go, which is themed to Ratatouille, of course. And then we have Elemental Table right across the way, themed to Pixar's Elemental. And then right next door, across from Cars Land, we have Four Town Favorites themed to Turning Red. And then heading over to Pixar Pier, we have The Spark, which is themed to Pixar Soul. And then the last booth we had headed into Pixar Pier is Portorosso Pasta, themed to Luca. I decided to try food from Elemental Table. Now there was no Sip and Savor pass, so I bought everything a la carte. For this booth, I wanted to try 2 of the drinks and 1 of the food items. The first drink was the one on the left, which was the Exothermic Margarita. This is a tequila-based margarita, and it was more on the spicier side. And then on the right-hand side was the H2O Rita, and this one featured blue curacao and was themed to like the water. So the fire and water aspects of Elemental are themed here in these drinks. Now they also had a food item at this location called the Smoked Firewood Barbecue Spiced Impossible Chicken. This was not good. I'll just tell you that right now. I don't think it was worth it at all. The drinks, I felt both of those were excellent, but this item, this is a pass for me. I would not get this one again, but I wanted to try it. But you can see there, they're just kind of like hard chicken nuggets. Not a lot of flavor there, not really a lot of charred or spiciness to it to have the fire of the elements theme for this one. So I'll have to try another booth and maybe have better luck. Next up, I headed over to the Pixar Place Hotel because I heard the Small Bites quick service location had just opened and I wanted to try it out. This is located on the 3rd floor of the hotel on the pool deck, and it's open to everyone, not guests just staying at the hotel. The whole pool deck is themed to Pixar, including Disney's Pixar movies and all the Pixar shorts. In fact, when you grab your food at this particular location, you can eat right underneath the blue and red umbrella from one of Pixar's short movies. Lots of great theming at this area, very peaceful, very calm, so come check it out. I myself grabbed a giant pretzel to share with friends. It came with queso and mustard. Pretty good. I would say it's better than the one that they offer inside the park over at Pim Test Kitchen. This is a Great Maple location, but it has very different food from the restaurant and the other quick service location in the lobby. And our last update brings us back to Downtown Disney to show you the brand new main entrance shaping up for Downtown Disney. You can see the pathway now fully themed and that green fence just days away from being removed. As you see right here, that's going to be your main entrance through security in that new permanent security area with those permanent tables. No longer are we going to have those folding Costco tables anymore. We're going to have a proper security entrance to Downtown Disney. You can see there Din Tai Fung on your left. It's going to be a great first impression, a great entrance into Downtown Disney. My theory there on the left-hand side, right after you walk in, those look like bathrooms to me. But you're going to walk right into Din Tai Fung and the main entrance stage. So you're going to have entertainment going, a real great vibe when you're coming at nighttime. And here's another close-up look at the main security zone. So this should hopefully help speed things up, make it more efficient. Maybe we utilize those new security machines. We'll have to wait and see, but either way, this is a great change for Downtown Disney and the first permanent security checkpoint at Disneyland Resort other than the ones in the structure. But that about wraps up this update video for what's new and what's happening at the Disneyland Resort. I do hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button if you did and leave a comment below, and make sure you're subscribed for future updates. I'm going to leave you now with some clips of watching the fireworks show inside Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for their new experience that you can do when you're visiting and watching inside Disneyland. I highly recommend it. You can see this crowd was massive, but this was Star Wars Day, so check it out, enjoy it, and like I mentioned, leave a comment below.
Celebrate that fiery spirit tonight. Those with lights, raise them, and everyone, prepare to raise your voice. this